What's up, family? How y'all doing? Can y'all hear me okay? I hope so. Sorry I'm late. What's the deal? What's the deal, man? Let me first of all, first of all, those who are listening in the clouds or what have you, thanks for coming. Let me do this first off. Let me just make sure. Oh, this is gonna be short. This is gonna be what did I just say? Okay. This is gonna be short. This is going to be about hopefully within the hour. You know what I mean? But what's up, Trip C? Yeah, you know what? I was getting some stuff from Twitter, but I will mod you though. I got a little bit of stuff from Twitter, but I'll mod you. I was gonna read the story. Shout out to Trip C House. Let me go ahead and mod you up. I was going to read the story from the New York Times and go through that, but let me go ahead and mod you up. What's up, y'all? What's up? Yeah, your boy Diddy. All I can say is the chickens have finally come home to roost for this nigga. And you know, it's just to me, anyways. I wish this thing come on now. Anyway, what's there's a few things I want to say before I even get into that, because I'm just gonna be reading the story. But what amazes me about this is that when you see what's happened with dude, like you know all about his sexual proclivities and you know his preference and all this other stuff, but whenever dudes go down, they go down in the most unexpected ways. I mean you didn't know, I didn't know that this dude, all stories are coming out that this dude was a woman abuser, which I didn't, which none of us thought of. Let's keep it a buck. But hold on, let me actually wait. I can actually make you a mod through the freaking yeah, what am I doing? I'm tripping here. I'm tripping. Hold on. I am tripping. Go back to this. And you're gonna double hear me, so hold on. Yeah, my bad. Yeah, but I can yeah, there we go. There you go. You're a mod now, Trip C. So yeah, drop it. But this yeah, listen. There's some salacious shit that came out with this, but yeah, we're gonna get right into to Mr. P. Shitty. And yeah, and as always, you know what I mean? Like, share, subscribe, put this in your community tab, you know what I mean? But yeah. Yeah, man. This dude right here is just oh, my bad. Uh where's else? Yeah, there it is. Yeah, man. Everybody coming in. Let me just, go into the chat. Tripsy, of course, last call, Emmanuel Briggs. Anybody else in the clouds? We're gonna get right into it and not waste too much time on the details. But I did, let me just say this and just put some ones up if you can hear me. Okay. Put some ones up if you can hear me. All right. Yeah, so this is a long time coming, I think, with this dude. And if half of the shit that you've heard is coming out, and already, and I'm getting a little bit into that too. Already, you see old videos popping up of this dude. I mean, this has This kind of has Cosby vibes on it, where you're gonna see a bunch of women coming out. And again, you don't know. You never know how it's gonna come. Like with this dude, you thought that maybe, I don't know, some sort of gay scandal, which isn't surprising. I will delve into the other Hollywood news today as well. I mean, there's some other shit that, again, like I don't I've said this many times with black folk and celebrities and the celebrity worship. And when you really pull back the curtain and look to see how these guys live, yes, they got a lot of money. Yes, they live, extravagantly and all of that other stuff. And you look at them and you think you're struggling. If you look at the things that they partake in, if you look at the stuff that they partake in, and with Puffy, I was thinking about this. This is a man who people kept pushing. He's a billionaire and he owns all this shit, and he owns the liquor and Ciroc and all this stuff, whatever, and Revolt. But on a personal level, right? See, this is what happens when you see dudes like Pete Diddy or what have you. This is what happens when women and money, but in this case, women, in this case, pussy, when it becomes too easy to get. This is what happens when women it becomes too easy to get. Some of us think that women, and I'm talking to men, even though they outnumber us, some of us they feel that there's a scarcity of women out there. All right. And with these celebrities, they can just walk outside and there will be women will literally be laid out like 20 just to touch you. All right. And they'll be on your jock like crazy. And after decades and decades with this dude of unfettered excess, like it's like they get bored. You see this in the adult industry. All right. And just look around YouTube and listen to some of the interviews with a lot of these adult stars. All right. And the women who have literally outed them and said a lot of these dudes are bisexual, or they've that they're bisexual, or that they've done other stuff. And some of them, they've just stopped messing with women and they just mess with hybrids and other men and what have you, because when there's so much excess, you just start being weird in the bedroom just to get a nut. And this may work out well for celebrities, especially before the internet and Me Too. But yeah, Diddy, I think that's really what it is. I mean, a man who just has everything and anything at his disposal. Thank you, Trip C, for putting that there. All right. Hold on. Let me because I'm working with a couple of I'm working with a few devices here. I'm working with a few. But hold on, let me turn this down. I don't want this in. I just want to make sure. Yeah, thank you. Oh yeah, and by the way, just check out Trip C too. She's always on top of these things. But yeah, thank you so much, Trip C. I appreciate it. Guys, this is the thing, and this is why I don't understand the celebrity worship. All right. The celebrity worship. You think you want their lives. You really don't. You really are who you always were. So this dude is just a matter of excess, because let's just keep it a buck. I mean, Cassie, I know she's not too talented as far as singing is concerned, this is this is a beautiful. And I mean, if you don't think Cassie is a beautiful woman, then there's something's off. Something's off. This woman has always been extremely beautiful, and I understand. Show me a beautiful woman, and you show you a man that's tired of fucking her. I get it. I understand. But some of the things that are accused that he allegedly did, like, and we'll read we'll read through it. I mean, hiring male prostitutes. We'll go through all of that stuff. Male prostitutes are for gay dudes for the most part. Like we'll read through all of it, but it's just another reason why you guys got to break out of the celebrity worship already, man. These dudes aren't, they're not um they're not wired straight. It's not because they're geniuses. These dudes are crazy. And now Pete, and I'll tell you something too, and I was gonna get to it later, and I still will. P. Diddy has nothing to worry about when it comes to you niggas. Because what will happen is he's gonna look like he's in trouble and the man's about to take him down, and where's the proof? I've already seen little whispers of that. Watch the manosphere and those weirdos start, twisting this another direction. Where's the proof and what have you? Meanwhile, all these years and years, we've been talking about how zesty this cat is. But P. Diddy has nothing to worry about. Because once things get to start moving towards the courts, which this looks like he can go to jail for this shit, watch Negroes run behind this dude. He will run and he's going to find the right spots. Just recently, the Black Caucus just uplifted this dude. All right? He's done little things here, giving the masters back to his artists that ain't worth shit at this point after he spent up the shit. All right? Like he's hooking up with Al Sharpton. He's calling himself Love, named his new baby Love. He's Love, all this other bullshit. Maybe because he saw all this stuff coming down the pike. The Keefe D shit, where there's rumors of him, maybe start singing on this dude. But yeah, and I'm looking at this right now. It's 35 pages. Whew, man. Before I read the before I even read the New York Times article, I'm just on page 2 here. And I'm just going to read some of the things that I see on page 2. Number 3. There's this legalese stuff. Sometimes it can get a little bit tedious. But let me just read the preliminary statement. T. Diddy is a rapper, blah, blah. During his acceptance speech, he gave a special shout out. Thank you, love to the people that was really there with me. He named a number of people before adding, and also Cassie, but holding me down in my darkest times, love, I bet. But the truth, however, is that Cassie, her real name Cassandra Ventura, was held down literally. That's not, like this doesn't say there, but yeah, like held down has more meaning now. By Mr. Combs and endured over a decade of his violent behavior and disturbed demands. For Miss Ventura, the dark, and she's Mrs. now, isn't she? She's married now. The dark times, those were, she spent trapped by Mr. Combs in a cycle of abuse, violence, and sex trap. That's the word. That's the term, folks. That's what can bring your boy down. Sex trafficking. All right. Among other violent and unlawful acts, Mr. Combs These are just some of the bullet points. Raped Mrs. Ventura in her own home after she tried to leave him. Often punched, beat, kicked, and stomped on Miss Ventura, resulting in bruises, burst lips, black eyes, and bleeding. By the way, if you're looking at Twitter, besides this preliminary statement, besides this, a lot of old videos are coming up. We're going to go through some of those as well. A lot of old videos, and one woman who's talking, who's always running her mouth, but this time what's her name? Azealia Banks. She said, and again, she's always talking, but she said that she remembers a time when P. Diddy sent Cassie out of the country for about a month or so she can heal her wounds. All right. So this is why that point right there that kind of jumped out. Blew up a man's car after he learned he was romantically interested, not involved, interested. Come on now. Interested in Miss Ventura. All right. Forced Miss Ventura to engage in sex acts with male sex workers while masturbating and filming the encounters. Listen, and I'm just gonna say this, and it's just true. Male sex workers, folks. Now we've all heard about Puffy and his supposed preferences over the years. All right, we're very familiar with it. And you just got to keep it real. Got to be grown-ups here. All right. First of all, why does anybody have to pay to fuck Cassie? Again, this woman, and I will also bring out. I mean, I don't even though what's happened to her was fucked up. You know, well, I'll bring some other stuff with her, but why would anybody pay anyone to fuck Cassie? All right. She's flawless. I mean, whatever your preference is, you just gotta, beauty is beauty. And she's absolutely, and with enough money and what have you, but she's a beautiful woman. Only male prostitutes I've ever heard of that you ever think they're gay for pay. For the most part. And we've heard about Puffy. I mean, see Exhibit, see 50, see Cameron. All these dudes have brought it out. That's why this is not news. This is something that, all right. I mean, like water's wet. Like everybody knew this. This is something that is an open secret here. All right. You've seen it happen with Dwight Howard. Like, oh shit, Dwight Howard likes to plow down big muscular dudes who dress like women. Yeah, that's old news. That's old news. But yeah, so why would you bring male, but and a lot of things going on, male prostitutes, which opens her up to new diseases, all right, depending on whether they did it the safe way or whatever. And he was holding the camera, whacking off to the stuff. All right. Again, it's like that old rumor about, like if and the most beautiful woman, like there's a dude that's, they're bored with her. I get that. But there are other women out there if that's the case. So I don't believe, like, if that ever comes out, because people don't keep secrets, folks. I don't know if y'all are football fans or what have you here in New York Jets. I mean, my team Giants suck. But the Jets, they're kind of, they're trying to fight their way into the playoffs. They got a good defense and they lost 2 bad games. So they had what's called a players only meeting. Those of you who are into sports, any type of sport, guys have a players only meeting. That means your team is in turmoil. So the players only meeting is only for the players. Except when that players only meeting was over, the next day the news talked about what they spoke about in the meeting. So there's nothing ever a secret out here. So I'm just thinking with P. Diddy, and if you brought up male power over a 10-year period, you really think that's just going to stay under wraps? Somebody's going to come out. You pay them enough money, someone's going to come out. Because I don't think with all the male prostitutes, did he have an NDA for them? So eventually some shit's going to come out. But and yeah, it's Kid Cooties whose car he supposedly blew up, but male prostitutes. I mean, all right. So what? We'll see some more stuff here. Ran out of his apartment with a firearm in pursuit of a rival industry exec, whom he learned was nearby, who I'm guessing wanted to fuck her as well, and that Miss Ventura, that's Cassie, to carry his firearm in her purse just to make her uncomfortable and demonstrate how dangerous he is. Introduced Miss Ventura to a lifestyle of excessive alcohol and substance abuse. And again, with these celebrities that you worship, you look at them and you think that they live the most perfect lives, and you got people like Jada, and we're gonna touch on that chick in a few, but she comes off as this queen mother and all this other shit. That woman has taken every drug known to man, has gotten every Botox treatment, and again, you try to protect these images, man, and they're gone. So you got Puffy, who you look at him and he seems like he's in good shape. Nah, that's a lot of money, a lot of drugs, and a lot of cosmetic surgery. Let's see. Miss Ventura met Combs in 2005 when she was 19 years old. Okay. To be fair, she was of age, and he was 37 years old. All right. It's kind of like he's following one of his mentors, except in Rush, except, the age gap was a little bit bigger between him and Kimura. It's a whole different thing right there. Signed her to his label. They did have a hit, Me and You. Okay, it had a nice beat, but she doesn't, she's, for her beauty, as beautiful as she is, that's how talentless she is. Lured Miss Ventura into an ostentatious, fast-paced, and drug-filled lifestyle, and into a romantic relationship with him, her boss, one of the most powerful men in the entertainment industry at the time. At the time, and a vicious, cruel, and controlling man, nearly 2 decades her senior. So that's what I'm going to touch on that. Um, yeah, again, folks. Let's go into the. I'm going to go into the Times article. All right, and again, I'm going to see the manosphere. The manosphere is going to be all over this. And basically, some people are going to think that, oh, he stopped paying her bills, and, her husband, who's 5 years younger than her, he's a physical trainer or what have you, probably not making a lot of money. All right. And they got 2 mouths to feed and everything. But that doesn't mean that you should have gotten abused and raped. All right. That's not what that means. But that's gonna come up, but there's answers to that too. We're gonna bring that up as well. So let's get to hold on a second. Uh Back. The New York Times article. Here we go, folks. All right. This is a New York Times article that broke everything. Sean Combs, producer, music mogul, who's been one of the most famous names in hip hop for decades, was sued in a federal court on Thursday by Cassie, an R. Don't call her an R&B singer, please. Once signed to his label, who accused Mr. Combs of rape and of repeated physical abuse for over a decade. In the suit filed by the federal district court in Manhattan, Cassie, real name Cassandra Ventura, had long been Mr. Combs' romantic partner. Says that not long after she met him in 2005, she was 19. She began a pattern of control and abuse, including plying her with drugs, beating her, forcing her to have sex with a succession of male prostitutes, and he filmed the encounters. All right. What's up, defrauding? He filmed the encounter again. I mean, I don't get it. Again, let me just put things into perspective. And again, and I started the show telling you that this guy, when you get to a point where you have access to these things, like you and I have access to food and to a supermarket, what have you, you get bored. I think these dudes get bored. All right. And I think this is why you see the weirdo stuff in the weirdo stuff in these with these celebrities, their lifestyle and the excess. I just want to get a picture of, I just want to get an idea of, Diddy and Cassie. As I said, um, she is, you know, very beautiful woman, very beautiful woman. And unfortunately, let me go down here. Is it USA Today? Is that it? Ah. Yeah, but I think people they just get bored after a while. Let me go to the images actually. Let's see. Anyways, let me finish reading this. So, where we at here? Okay. So she met him in 2000. She met him when he was 19. Began a pattern of control, male prostitutes. 2018, the suit says near the end of their relationship, Puffy forced his way into her home and raped her. And Cassie said in a statement, after years in silence and darkness, I'm finally ready to tell my story and to speak up on behalf of myself and the benefit of other women who face violence and abuse in their relationships. Now, on that statement, all right, on that statement, I gotta kind of call cap in that this is a bit strategic. We'll get into that in a second, but there's some strategy behind why she came out and brought this out now. So I'm not saying that she's not sincere, but there's, in this statement she is a little cap. But let's continue. Um, in response, a lawyer for Mr. Combs, Ben Brathman, I haven't heard that name in a minute. Mr. Combs vehemently denies the offensive and outrageous allegations. For the past 6 months, Mr. Combs has been subjected to Cassie's persistent, I'm going to just use Cassie, it's a little easier. Cassie's persistent demand of $30 million under the threat of writing a damaging book about their relationship, which was unequivocally rejected as blatant blackmail. And despite withdrawing her initial threat, Cassie has now resorted to filing a lawsuit riddled with baseless and outrageous lies aiming to tarnish Mr. Combs' reputation and seeking a payday. Here's the thing with that right there. She did, all right? She did offer or she did ask P. Diddy for 30 million. Okay. That did happen. And he countered it. Say, in other words, what happened with that is she said, okay, give me 30 million and I won't say nothing. And the word was, yeah, all right, I'll give you 30. Now, well, you know what? That's a little too much. That's a little too much. Now, I don't know about, you know what? I'll give you 10 million. And they were going, the question is, if this is baseless and she's extorting him, why would he say, nah, I'll give you 10 million instead of 30 million? You see what I'm saying? Why would you even bother to give her any money? See, Cosby did that same bullshit with the woman who you claim he didn't mess with, the woman who looks, the last woman, the woman who's basically a dude. I mean, she's like, but he gave her 3 million. Why would you give her 3 million if you didn't do anything? So Pete, why would Michael Jackson give the 20 million like he did to that kid to let him go? Again, you got all the money, you're innocent, you have all the leverage, unless there's something in this lawsuit that is true. Unless something's true. All right. So she could be doing this for, I mean, again, her man doesn't make the money that he makes, but you are willing to give her money and negotiate 30 million, 10. Okay, we'll just settle for 12. Obviously, there's some truth in her coming out doing this, and she went as far as to go to the Manhattan court to file a lawsuit against you. So there's obviously some truth to what's going on there, because you did go back and forth saying, well, yeah, nah, I'm not, let's do 10 million. 30 million is too much. So, okay, yeah, it was little. All right, so demand of 30 million. Douglas Wigder, that's Cassie's lawyer, said the parties had spoken before the suit was filed. Mr. Combs offered Cassie 8 figures. So 8 figures, that's like, okay, 10 million and up. Like I said, 10 million and up. That's what he offered. So he did offer her money. But yet, according to you, you didn't do it. You see what I'm saying? So again, it just Diddy is yeah, good chance he did something. Good chance he did something. So let's continue with P. Shetty. Miss Ventura's case, or Cassie's case, is the latest in a series of sexual assault civil suits filed recently against prominent men in the music industry. Steven Tyler of Aerosmith, yeah, he was like, they basically called him a Chester. L.A. Reid, Neil Portnoy, the former head of the organization behind the Grammy Awards. Yeah, I remember that one. He denied the accusation. Tyler and Reid have not responded. Combs, 54, founded Bad Boy in 1993 and became one of the primary figures in the commercialization of hip hop. All right, let me go back here. In the commercialization of hip hop. Working with stars like Big, Mary. His net worth have been estimated as high as $1 billion. And last year, Forbes calculated Puffy's annual earnings at $90 million, attributing that amount largely to his former partnership with Ciroc that is owned by spirits giant Diego. And to be fair, I know Tone Talks talked about this. I mean, these guys are basically salesmen. It's just like Jay-Z was with the Nets. They're salesmen. They're just salesmen. They don't own the shit. They're just faces, and they're just guys who kind of sell the product. Puffy, who is in his career, has variously been known as Puff Daddy, Diddy, and Lil. Maybe the most famous music executive of his generation. But the suit depicts Mr. Combs as a violent person who, beyond repeatedly assaulting Cassie, asked her to carry his gun in her purse. We spoke on that. And the suit suggests he was responsible for blowing up the car of a rival suitor, which was Mr. Cootie. And Kid Cootie had one of his friends confirm this. A lot of confirmations coming out there, folks. And it said that suppressing her music, if she did, I mean, that, you know, suppressing her music, if she did not obey his order, but he basically did. I mean, she didn't put out anything after that first album. So he basically didn't put out shit. I mean, you can't name, at least I can't name another song besides Me and You. All right. So he basically suppressed that anyways. Or helping her to conceal his behavior. The suit, which names Mr. Combs and a number of his associated companies as defendants, seeks unspecified damages. According to Miss Ventura's suit, she was swept into Mr. Combs' jet set lifestyle not long after meeting him and signing with Bad Boy, which released her debut album in 2006. And I think her album was #1. Let me just check. Which is okay. One thing, Puffy can make anybody into a top 40 hit. Now I'll give that to him. I'll give that to him. I think her album was #1. Let me just double check this. Let me double check. But let's see. Hold on. She just had one song now. The woman had just one song. Hold on a second. Nah. Yeah, she had one album. That's all she. So he suppressed her career anyways. He suppressed her career anyway. She had one album. That's it. One, the album Cassie. So he suppressed her career anyway. So regardless, said Mr. Combs provided, yeah, it says according to controlling her career, he began to assert her. Okay. They said the suit says he began to assert an extraordinary level of command over her life. So he basically was like grooming her and shit. He paid for her car, apartments, clothing, even had access to her personal medical records. According to the suit, the results from an MRI scan she had from memory loss, possibly caused by drug use or by a beating she said she suffered from Mr. Combs, went directly to Mr. Combs. Puffy, and I'll just call him Puffy from here. Well, Puff was also provided Cassie with copious amount of drugs, including ecstasy and ketamine, and urged her to take them, the suit says, and often became violent, beating her multiple times each year. The suit also says Cassie never went to the police because she feared it would merely give Puffy another excuse to hurt her. In one incident in Los Angeles in 2009, the suit says Puffy became enraged when he saw Cassie talking to another talent agent, then pushed her into a car and kicked her repeatedly in the face, making her bleed. According to the suit, Puffy then had his staff bring her to a hotel room to recuperate for a week. She asked to go home to her parents, but Puffy refused, the suit says. The suit also says that after seeing the violent repercussions of rejecting Puffy and the extent to which he would isolate her from her support network, Cassie felt that saying no to Puffy would cost her something: her family, her friends, her career, and even her life. And though she tried to leave Puffy, The suit says he sent his employees to lure her back. Man, man, where was man, bro? Yeah, yeah, man. So again, I'm just this is the life of this is the celebrity life that we seem to be involved with, and look at how shoot I had there was a one crap. I'm looking for a I'm just looking for a picture of Puffy and Cassie. Hold on. But you would never know, man. You just don't know as far as um you just don't know when you see these people and you assume, right? You assume that they're living this life that yeah, look at this. Let me just show you some pictures of this girl. Oh, there's also a story behind why she cut her hair. Remember when she shaved her head? There's a story behind that too. Like I'm gonna show some footage of the story. Like this was just really strange. It was really and just looking back now, you do wonder why he had her around. Again, no disrespect, but she just wasn't that talented. She's pretty, but she wasn't that talented. And so you gotta and also let me just get into this because I know, like I understand that she did. I'm not downplaying that the type of abuse that she went through. I do get that, but you know, hold on, not eh, hold on. I wanted to get something else here. I wanted to get another um okay. US US News, US Magazine. Okay. This is what I want to read here. And again, uh, boy, folks, it's just not working. Okay. This magazine. Yeah. This is kind of disturbing. This is actually kind of disturbing right here, this story. This is from US Magazine, and I'm going to just share the screen. Shout out to anybody listening from the clouds. Let me share the screen. Let me share the screen. Yeah, this is disturbing right here. All right. Of Kim Porter. One day after the death of Kim Porter. Now, I mean, even for the story to come out, and basically, like, and it may seem like I'm shitting on the dead, but I did watch a couple of clips where Kim Porter kind of relished the role she was in, even though Cassie was always there. She like there was a video of her dissing Cassie. All right, I don't have that video. Let me see if I might be able to find it. But she's basically like saying, "I'm the lioness here. I'm still the lioness here." But Cassie was still around. Just it's just the whole everything about that relationship. Like a lot of people sold their souls here. But yeah, she's this is her with P. Diddy. Come on, I hate this. Yeah, it's like a day after the death of Kim, but that whole relationship with the both of them, and now hearing this while she was around with Kim, seeking solace. So ex-girlfriend Cassie was spotted leaving, blah blah blah. This was when this was 2018, right? So she's basically back with the dude, all right. Um, 4 star, 49, and a Me and You singer, all right. And this is just, yeah, like come on already. Said been inconsolable after, but he dogged the shit out of this woman. I'm talking about Kim Porter. I mean, and you know what? Let me say this. Let me say this, and I'm not starting any rumors. I don't want to. This is alleged. Alleged. Now that it's come, was a woman beater, right? Now that this is coming out, now that this is coming out, there was whispers that he might have beat her to death. There were just little whispers, not beat her to death, but just basically she might have died from something that Puffy might have done to her. There were rumors about that. All right. A la what's his name? What's the name from the Temptations? And Tammy Terrell, all right, where he used to beat them the mess out of, and that might have contributed to her illness to the point she died at 24. All right. But yeah, so there's rumors about that. Close this shit. But yeah, like right back, and there's just a lot of rumors. It's just a lot of stuff with this dude. All right. But I never the thought that he was physically abusive with his women. And let's just go back. But there's a lot of stuff with this dude that is now, I guess, coming out. Um, let's go back to the New York Times story. Uh, there's more here. Drugs were supplied. Oh, provided her with copious amount of drugs. Um, one incident, again, yeah, she has to go home to her parents. Um, in one incident, he described that Cassie, early in 2012, that Puffy grew so angry about her dating the rapper Kid Cudi that he said he would blow up the rapper's car right around that time. And the suit said Kid Cudi's car did explode in the driveway, and this was confirmed. So all this was confirmed, folks. Then it said, yeah, and Kid Cudi confirmed it's all true. A few years into Cassie's relationship with Puffy, the suit says he began coercing her to engage in a fantasy called voyeurism, in which she was directed to have sex with a succession of male prostitutes. Again, male prostitutes are usually gay dudes that are fucking older gay dudes. It's just what it is. While Combs watched and masturbated. Again, listen, let me find that picture. Let me find. I just want to let me find something real quick. Hold on. Let me find it. I just again, and Puffy might be this flaming as all is, but uh shows support. Oh, I guess Cassie's husband Alex Fine shows support for shows support. Let me see. Oh, I'm still sharing. Hold on. Okay. Um, whacking off to him and shit. Somebody has some videotapes. Somebody probably has gotten at least one videotape, bro, of what this did. And if he did this just for this, he's done it for everything. All right. So that's again, this is just the suit says after seeing violent repercussions, we've already gone through that. Blowing up the car, we've gone through that. According to the suit, Combs called these encounters freak offs, which involve costumes, masquerade, masks, lingerie. Just goes back to the whole Baphomet and all this other shit. You know, another group of people that are gonna get turned on by this are the conspirators and Illuminati folks and all this other shit, rather than just making him the singular weirdo in this whole in this thing. But it's just what it is. The suit says that as a result of these sexual encounters in different cities, Cassie was a victim of sex trafficking. If that can be proven, folks, Puffy is finished. He's finished. Isn't that kind of the same thing that they going after R. Kelly for? So right now, somebody's got to be writing the just writing the transcript for surviving P. Diddy. Somebody's doing that because that's exactly what R. Kelly did. That's exactly the same thing. So freak offs, masquerade, high end hotels, and Combs homes, and instructed that Cassie to search the websites for escort services to procure male sex workers. All right. Drugs were supplied. Says she took them because they allowed her to disassociate during these horrific encounters. Um, According to the suit, Cassie would delete videos from these incidents that had been shot on her phone. And folks, you got a cloud; those things are going to stay there. But Puffy told her that he had access to those videos on a flight, which made her watch the video that she thought to delete it. Damn, bro. Um, it also that a result of these sexual encounters in different cities, Cassie was a victim of sex trafficking. We've gone through that, which also accuses Combs of sexual battery, sexual assault violations in New York City's gender motivated law. Now, let me just stop there because a lot of people are probably asking themselves, why did she wait so long? Why why does she wait so long? All right. What's up? What's up, Harlem Swing? Like, why does she wait so long? Why now? You know what I mean? Um, why, why didn't she just do it at the time? Most women, by the way, they don't right away. Most women don't do that. Most women don't for a number of reasons. She gave a few reasons just now. But but let's see if I can find I want to get the right answer here. Hold on. I'm gonna get the right answer. Which one? Okay. Not this, not this. Why it makes sense. Okay. The reason why Cassie is bringing up this suit now is because of New York's Adult Survivors Act is expiring soon. So the act allows survivors to bring suits against abusers after the statute of limitation expires. So it's also helped survivors of the Catholic Church. So the Adult Survivors Act is a New York law allows people who say that they were victims of sexual abuse to file civil suits after the statute of limitations has expired. The 1 year window to bring the cases under this law ends next week. So the law cited in Cassie's complaint and in a statement she addressed its importance. With the expiration of the New York Adult Survivors Act fast approaching, she said, it became clear that this was an opportunity to speak up about the trauma I experienced and that I will be recovering from for the rest of my life. That's why she's bringing this up now. So it's not so much a movie. We're already going over the money grab. It's not a money grab because again, she did bring up 30 mil, but he came back with 10 mil. So the fact that came back knows that he knows there was truth in what she was doing and he didn't want certain things to come out. So there was money that was about to be exchanged, and apparently 10 million wasn't going to cut it. All right. She's bringing this up because she wants to jump the gun on the expiration of this law that would, in fact, make her case. Okay. But a lot of this stuff that you're hearing here, it's again, male prostitutes and stuff. All this stuff we kind of knew about Puffy, but we didn't know. I didn't know that he was abusive to women. Now, again, when I saw with Kim Porter, I know that did come up. When the people start bringing up conspiracies, that's one of the conspiracies. Now, just given these things, and let me show you, I'm going to show you some other things too, where it may be true that he is an abuser of women. And if it's proven, and if more women come out, he's done. He's done. Let's see, Harlem Swing. What's up? What's going on is that P. Diddy, JT, may, among other things, be a woman beater, all right, and a woman abuser and a sex trafficker. That is the main thing. He may be a sex trafficker. All right. That's really the main thing here. All right. I mean, he's just beating up on he beat up on Cassie. She's bringing out these allegations. There's a statute of limitations that's ending pretty soon. So she wanted to jump the gun on it. But to me, among all these things, because again, this fact that P. Diddy's a weirdo, that he might, be a switch hitter and all that, that's old news. That's stuff that, like, whatever. But the fact that he may go down on the same things that took down R. Kelly. We're talking about sex trafficking, all right, and calling men to probably basically rape his wife, his girlfriend, and the drugs and everything. Let me just show you this. Let's just get right into it. Just what might make this thing credible. What might make this credible? And shout out to Pocket watching with JT. Thanks for coming through. Let's see. Thug Love Nights was real Brooklyn spot back in the day. Let me get this other one here. Yeah. I want to play some cuts. And fair use, by the way, who knows who this person is? I don't know who this person is. So I'm not gonna. Let's see. Is this one? Nah, let me get another one. Let me get another one. Yeah. Fair use. This is the shade room. Who knows how petty they are, but whatever. Uh, But actually, let me just show you this right here. This is from people who he worked with. This is from people who he worked with. All right. Remember these people? This is Dawn praying for Cassie and her family, peace and healing. You're a beautiful one. This, who's this woman right here? This is Aubrey O'Day. Aubrey O'Day. Been trying to tell y'all for years. What was she trying? So was she saying that he was this? Was she saying he was this? That's what I want to know. Right? Because again, I didn't know he was this. I had no idea he was this. But let's see. D. Uh this one. Give me a second, folks. I'm just gonna get I want to get let's see, open this. Nope, not this. Although this is kind of strange. Let's listen to this for a second. Um, no, not that. Let me go back. Let me go back here and yeah. Nope. Fair use, by the way, fair use.
Scarface with that white woman coming down the escalator. And
Yep.
he was in that man's house and he saw that man's wife who was like this. I was watching Puff. The nigga Puff was looking up there. He saw this white woman. It was bottles on bottles on bottles around her. It was lit. Puff jumped out. Me and Cassie sitting next to each other. My wife right here, Cassie right here. The nigga jumped off the bar, came over and said, yo, Cassie, tomorrow, I want you to shave the side of your head. And I was like, what the fuck kind of request is that? Like, so when I'm like, what the fuck? So when I look up there, this white woman's side of her head was shaved, my nigga. And the bitch looked good with it. So I was looking at Cassie. I was like, I was like, you're not about to do that, are you? She said, well, I mean, whatever Sean wants, I'm gonna do.
Yeah. Like that right there is some yeah, that's wild. That's wild. Hold on a second, y'all. Yeah, I want to get this other cut that's really weird. Give me a sec here. Give me a sec. But if you want to know the story as to why she shaved her head, that's the story behind why she shaved her head. Let's go down here. Let's go down. Let's go down. Let's see. Okay. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. Now, first of all, let me see if I can get it from here. But this is an interview, folks, that yeah, this one's pretty bad. Come on, open up, open up. Okay. Yeah. Excuse me. Okay, folks, fair use, more fair use. And fair use from neighborhood talk, but whatever. Let's go.
It got really crazy that
Yeah, hold on.
time. We was upstairs and he had like we were in his closet and he like the ground and then he like stood over me. So I was like laying on my back and he stood over me and he started like punching me like this, like he avoided my face, but he like started punching me like on the side of my head, and I was just like covering my face. And that he like, because he was standing, his legs were like stay in between me, so he stomped on my stomach. Was he had caught me texting another man. We was in Miami.
Did that play? Did that play, y'all, or what? Did that y'all hear that or what? I don't know if a freaking I may have to find that on next. But did that play or no? Did you hear that? Yeah. So, but that's she basically explained a story that sounded similar to Cassie's. It did play, okay. Sounded similar to Cassie's. Matter of fact, let me just go back to that same give me a sec here. Just go back to the neighborhood for a sec.
It got really crazy that time.
Yeah, but hold on. Now, this woman, again, this woman loves to talk, but now she's not said one time Diddy beat her up so bad. He sent her on a 3-week vacation. Didn't we just read about this in the New York Times article? We just read this. A 3-week vacation to Hawaii, just so no one would see or question how her face got like that. Another violent hip hop. That's again, this woman is unfiltered. Another violent hip hop homosexual. This is what mental illness looks like for all you armchair psychologists. Yeah, so like again, the homosexual part and all that other freak shit is not what is surprising. What it is that he was this physically violent with women, and there may be sex trafficking involved. And if I'm telling you now, if another woman or if a couple of women come out and they accuse him, he is done. He is done. He's already. And like I said before, the Black Caucus, who is promoting this dude, see, he was trying to clean everything up. Whether it's giving back the royalties to his artists, whether it's calling himself Love, whether it's hooking up with Sharpton and freaking the Caucus. This was all a cleanup job because everything was, he saw this was coming down the pipe. This didn't just pop up today. He knew about this. Like the lawyer said, this was coming over. This is something that he knew was coming up the pike. Plus the Keefe D situation with Tupac. So this man is, so what you see is all the chickens coming home to roost. That's what's happening. The sex trafficking, if that turns out the way it turns out, he's done. He's done. And can we do this, y'all? Look, you're going to have people like this chick right here, and people are going to be saying, oh, Jaguar, y'all thought she was crazy. Nah, they're crazy. No, this woman right here is batshit crazy. This woman, she's crazy. So is Jaguar. Nah, they are nutty. Just because they stumbled over a gold rock or something. The Jaguar say that was so groundbreaking. All right, she said what everybody thought. For me, again, the sex trafficking and the violence towards women, I didn't know about this. This is new to me. So yeah, man. You're gonna see people ride behind this dude, especially, man, proof and what's why where's the footage and stuff. But you had with Kells, and y'all are still, you had DNA evidence with Polite. All right, you had DNA evidence with Polite, and y'all are still like, well, Nah, it could be synthetic DNA. It's y'all still believe in DNA. I'm still hearing this. So Diddy's in trouble. They're like, if another one or two people come out and with as wild as he's in trouble, bro. He's in trouble. He really is. And I do want to speak on this. Speaking of the other shit that's going on, like, look, some of y'all probably saw this. Like this here. All right. Hold on. Yeah. How many of y'all saw this? I mean, this is another thing that kind of broke. And I know that Blackistan, you're kind of upset because, like, in a matter of days, two of your biggest well, Puffy was never an icon to me. Will Smith is. Puffy was never. I never seen him iconic. I mean, obviously he hung out with something Puffy did. All right, with Bad Boy. Bad Boy actually had some of the greatest rap artists. Well, like the Locks are one of the greatest groups ever, in my opinion. One of the groups. Biggie, obviously, like that is what you can say. Like the greatest, the best rapper out of in Manhattan, in my opinion. All right, pound for pound is Black Rob. All right, Cameron has a bigger catalog. Pound for pound, Black Rob is better. So he did find talent. We just spoke about Cassie. I mean, Cassie can't sing, but somehow she sold millions of albums. So that's one thing he could do. But again, he's a dirtbag. So, but this shit right here, man, I'm gonna catch a break. Like, god damn, this man, like, there should be Jada and this dude, like, there should be like a class how to take down an iconic figure. You know what I'm saying? Like, Jada should give a master class in that. And Jada's watching all the drama thinking, gee, how can I top? And but this cat right here, how do you hang with a dude? You supposedly know this dude for 30 or 40 years? And all right, I don't know what happened there because this man just recently was hanging with them when he had his book. His recent book, this is a couple years ago, but you knew him for 30 years. And here's how weird people are. So, bro, you get on you talk about how you know this guy for 30 years, right? You claim to be this Muslim, all spiritual and shit, and I'm a Muslim and I'm trying to, I've been in Hollywood and I'm trying to live with. Just be careful when you hear people talk about the spiritual shit and God body. Don't listen right there, man. Just put your guard up. Put your shields up when you see that shit. When people start talking about this guy he's Muslim and Islam and he's wearing uh what you call it a shirt. You're flabby and fat and out of shape, and you're wearing a shirt. What is that? Um, what is that called? What is the guy called? Gianni Versace. You're wearing a Versace shirt with your stomach out and all this other shit, bro. Like, dude. And what was weird about this cat? So he goes to Tasha K, like as messy a program as you can get, and you start bringing up shit, talking about how Hollywood and you're Muslim, and I saw this and I saw the comedy hype one. But what grabbed me about this was when he said, I've seen a whole lot of things that, other people haven't seen. And so eventually it comes down to I saw Will Smith and Dwayne Martin, right? sleeping with each other. And I'm thinking, like, dude, you trying to sell a book and this is the best you can do? Pull up a retread rumor that everybody spoken about this. Lisa Ray spoke about it. Other people, this is old news. That guys are real close. He bought this guy houses. Dwayne Martin wasn't a big star. How is he living in mansions and driving Rolls Royce and stuff? They're like Will Smith took care of him. It's like Bobby, it's like Eddie Murphy and Johnny Gill. It just is what it is. So maybe those two were closer. But what really struck me was this guy talked about how he caught Will Smith and Dwayne Martin fucking each other. And when he opened up the room, the way he said it, he's like, yeah, I saw him. He was just murdering it. He was just killing it. Now here's my thing. I don't know how many of you guys, I got to use a sports analogy because, like, for example, Ja Morant. Some of y'all, you know basketball, you know Ja Morant. I'll use LeBron James, all right? LeBron James, you look at LeBron James highlights, look at a highlight where he had his greatest dunks. I remember he had this one dunk where he dunked over this dude and he literally stood over him and looked at him. All right. It's almost like he just headstoned him right there. I'm like, yo, that dunk was like amazing. Oh shit. And I'm sitting there saying, oh shit, because I'm like, it's an amazing dunk. And I'm thinking, compared to what dunk? Like, are you compare like my enthusiasm? I'm gauging my enthusiasm based on other great feats of athleticism in basketball that I might have seen. There was a Sean Kemp dunk over Big Dog in Utah where he literally like palmed the ball, like the ball fell out. He palmed the ball from the free throw line, picked it up and literally jumped over dude and dunked on him. So I'm comparing, like there's another point of reference where I'm comparing it that tempers my enthusiasm and go, wow, like that dunk was as good as this dunk and that. Here's my point. This clown right here in the Versace shirt was saying, man, he was killing that. And I'm thinking, dude, compared to what? Like, if I see that, it's like, if I walk in and I see two men fucking, I'm not saying, whoa, I'm like, nah, yo, I'm out of here. I'm like, it's almost like walking in on somebody just finished taking a shit in the bathroom, or you walking on somebody taking. I'm not sitting there and I'm not like comparing, like, wow, wait a minute, this stench, yeah, that's like when I took a shit. Man, this stench is as strong as the other shit. There's no point of reference with shit like that. It's like, I'm just leaving the bathroom. So how are you sitting there watching this dude get plowed down and your thought is, gee, are you comparing it to when he was plowing you down? Are you comparing it to other instances where you were with some other dudes? Can you say it like you said it unless there's a point of reference with you? He's not the it's you that's the weirdo, my nigga. And then he's on Comedy Hype. They're interviewing him. The guy gave a great interview, by the way. I'm talking the interviewer, not this fool. But he had some really good questions. But during that interview, he said, oh, well, I'm one of these guys who I went to Hollywood and I got my money, so I get to leave on top. Well, if you're leaving on top, why are you doing this? Unless you were trying to extort Will to get some more money, why are you doing this? Why all of a sudden are you doing this if you left on top? Let whatever happened, We know that the whole family's weird. I mean, the wife is crazy, all right? He's clearly lost his mind. The kids are looking to transition into each other. What do you care if you've left on top? Listen, at least, and think about it. He said he's going to go out to Maui or some Muslim country and he's going to use his relationships. What relationship could you possibly have after doing this? Who will trust you? You look at his Instagram, he's got pictures with all the different stars, Mariah, freaking Denzel and Light, and he's like, who would trust you after this? After doing what you did to Will, who at the end of the day is one of the most likable people in the business. Yes, his family life, and he's and Will's not perfect. Will may be the demon in all of this. But at least his public image, he's one of the most likable people in the business. And you're going to snake him? But I'm just thinking, wait a minute. You're comparing him getting plowed down by Dwayne. And I'm like, what's your point of reference? Unless you're talking about yourself. So, like, poor Will, like, you got to deal with this crazy chick, and you got to, your own kids. Like, you got your son trying to leave the house at 11. You got your freaking daughter, basically saying that she wishing that Pac was her daddy instead of you. Like, how much more can this guy take? Like, and again, at the end of the day, he might be the real dirtbag when it comes down to it. But goddamn, and again, you look at him. You're looking at P. Diddy. You want to live like you want to live like these celebrities? Like, really, bro? And of course, y'all probably seen this right here. Like, again, and I saw a little bit of the I heard a little bit of the footage. Her mother screaming out. Now they're accusing Usher of being gay, and to be fair, Usher, there were like little whispers with him and on the subject of this live, which is P. Diddy. We know the herpes scandal that he had recently, where he literally had to pay out some women. So obviously that was true. And rumor it might have been some men as well, but we know that he had to pay out a couple of women. All right, so like again, when you look at these Hollywood celebrities, when you look at these guys and they have more money than you. Do you want to be a part of this cabal of weirdos? All right. This chick right here, and what happened with this woman, in my opinion, and that guy, like, first of all, we don't know whether she did get beaten. All you saw was stills. All right. But she told you how crazy she was, like, recently before. All right. And you decided to go ahead. I know she dresses sexy and everything. You decided to have a kid with this woman. Yeah. So, just all around, man. I mean, with Usher again, why do women do that and just they try to accuse a dude of being gay, but yet all you love hanging with these gay dudes. I don't get that. Why do you do that? And so you like hanging with them and you stick up for them until if they turn gay, then you toss them under the bus. Like, what the fuck is that? So, yeah, man, it's just again, let's go back to your boy, P. Shitty. Like, I'm just saying, man, guys like him, man, if this thing comes out where he, in fact, did if he in fact did do sex trafficking, and if other women come out, Just think about a year ago, he was a billionaire. And again, the conspiracies are going to come out saying that, oh, they let you reach a certain level. And after a certain level, they pull you down. And, they do that to black men, blah, blah, blah. This, just go back to what this guy has done to your very black artist. All right. And how he took money out of their pocket and basically, use their just think about it, use their royalties and their masters to live a very lavish lifestyle. And now when the world is coming crashing down on this dude, we have to get behind him. And you know what? We got to get behind our brother. I'm predicting that people are going to say we got to get behind our brother P. Diddy. Look at what he did for us, blah, blah, blah. He's going to grab Sharply. He's going to grab one of these congressional congressmen or what. He's going to grab somebody to stick up for him. And watch these YouTubers. It's going to be the same ones who rolled with Kels, same ones who rolled with Kaz or rolled with Michael, and same ones. All right. And I'm going to make a prediction. Jay-Z may be next. They hang in the same circles. Jay-Z may be next. We heard stuff about Jay-Z as well. All right. I'm not wishing it on him. I'm just saying this is basically what it is in Hollywood. Enough with the celebrities, folks. They don't give a fuck about you. They're self-centered. They can care less about your situation. They just want buy my shit, buy my products. So yeah, man, just remember, before you leave, all right, please hit yeah, man, hit the like, share, subscribe. If you have any comments, put comments in the sector again. If you ever want to get back in the good graces of black people, catch a case. And P. Diddy, this case is going to be pretty big. So yeah, man. Shout out to y'all. Big up on yourself, man. And I am out of here. And peace. Pocket Watchers, Harlem Swing Jazz, Trip C House. Check her out. And I'll go ahead and put the I'm gonna put the case letter in the description. And yeah, man, I'm just that's all I gotta say on this, man. And stay tuned. Peace out, y'all. I'm out.